Why did you come to Fort Wayne?
Originally, I moved to Fort Wayne when I was about 10 years old. We moved up here because where I was from, it was a really, really small town. Pretty much everybody knew everybody, and there wasn't a lot of opportunity.
I am no joke, my mind is too woke. A wolf in sheepskin, I'm dying to win. Ice getting thin, I see all my friends. You people be loving the dumbest of trends.
My uncle, he had moved to Fort Wayne maybe 6 months before us, and he told us that it was a great city, he loved it. So when my mom seen how good I was at football down there, she was like, I want my son to get into college, so she took me to Fort Wayne, where I ended up going to college. So,
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Jackson, Ohio. It's about 4.5 hours away from Fort Wayne. It's down southern Ohio, close to Kentucky. I was born in Chillicothe, which is like the next town over, because the town I'm from didn't have a hospital. That's how small it is. Like, there was like 10 red lights. It was really small, but it was still like a great town to grow up in. That's where I first fell in love with football.
Football seems to be a pretty big part of your life. How did it come to be a part of that?
Really, when I was a kid, I just remember picking up a football and telling my mom that I wanted to play football, like I wanted to be a football star. At first, my grandma tried to hold me back from playing football when I was first trying to get in. She was like, just wait till next season. I was like, no, I was crying for to play football. So it's just always been deep in my heart. I just love the game of football. I took it from playing in Jackson, a young kid, just learning the game really, and then it came to Fort Wayne. I ended up playing at Northside High School in Fort Wayne, and I played under Coach Hall. Great coach, taught me a lot about life, and at the same time he was helping me out because of the things I was going through at a young age. Rod Woodson actually played for the Raiders, and I always thought that was cool, so I was like, I had a pro playing this jersey, like I'm going to be a pro someday. And that was really the dream. I mean, like at a young age, football was really my dream, like go to NFL, like play football. That's all I knew. I didn't care about like what career I wanted to pick. I just wanted to play ball. So when I was a freshman, I actually broke my tibia and fibia, completely snapped them in half playing a football game. At the time, I felt like, I wasn't going to go anywhere with football anymore. I kind of felt like I was down out. I had to come back from ground zero, and I ended up getting a scholarship from Coach Donnelly from the University of St. Francis. Shout out Coach Donnelly, shout out the Cougars. Went there in 2016, and I had a great time learning how real college football should be played and coached. Just was an eye-opening experience and really a great time. We won the national championship in 2016.
Yep. Yes, sir.
And I just got a lot of friends over there, a lot of family that I made through football, and really, football crafted me into a young man.
The math, I think I might change the whole world with that. God looking down, together we laugh. First I was focused on getting this money, but government faking, I swear that they funny. I wish that we didn't have colors and country dividing was equal. The nasty is ugly, I'm killing all evil, as simple as that. I'm good and you ass, I see through the glass.
Football seemed like it was it. Why music?
Well, once I got to St. Francis, I realized, that injury was holding me back a lot. Like my leg I wasn't where I was. I'm not saying that stopped me, but I wasn't where I was before. And that just happens with all injuries. And I just looked around. I really realized, like, that's when I started to become, a man. I'm thinking, everybody has their last game. Everybody has their last down of football. And it can only go so far. For some guys, it's the league, and then for some guys, it's high school, and you never play again. Technically, I felt like I did reach my goal, making it to St. Francis. Like, I always told myself I wanted to play college ball. I just had a great time at St. Francis. At the same time, I was having this music class that was the history of rock and roll. And because I had that, I had the access to go to the Music Technology Center, which has all kinds of recording studios at St. Francis, state-of-the-art stuff. So when I went there, I knew I had to record a song. Music had always been within me. I knew it was there, but it was just never feasible for me to say, hey, I'm going to go be you know, an international music star. I'm gonna go make hit records, and that's what I'm gonna do. And when I realized that my time was gonna come, whether it be that year or my senior year at St. Francis, I knew that I had to start working on something else, you know. So music's taken me very far and shown me a lot of experiences, and I can date my first origins back to St. Francis in those music technology booths. So St. Francis has a dear spot in my heart for football and for music.
You ask, I see through the glass. Now Snai is the teacher, the preacher of features. I gotta do this, can't depend on my leaders. The dean of the gates to the grave, I'm the keeper. You could pick either, it's clear that I'm better. Flexing Brock Lesnar, but light as a feather. I handle the pressure, and that is my pleasure. And never been better. My mind is a Webster. Writing this letter to those I was hating. It's never say never, so I will not settle. My foot on the pedal, it's too heavy metal. Bitch, give me my medal. I think that I'm special. You not on my level. George Bush is